Hey there, legendary souls. So we are doing a Mother's Day pick a card reading just because Mother's Day is and can continue to be a day full of so many different emotions. So we're going to pray and then pick a few piles. But the overarching message for each of these piles will be, what do you wish your mom would say to you? So let's get started. Divine Alchemist, angels and archangels, ancestors, well ancestors for the viewer's highest good. We thank you so much for your wisdom, for your guidance, for your presence. We thank you for being so consistent in the viewers' lives. And we ask that your energies and your guidance is infused within this message and within each pile. May the viewer pick the pile that is right for them. May it speak to their soul. May it be encouraging and uplifting for whatever position or space that they're in at this time. And please help me to be a clear channel for what it is that y'all want to say and what it is that these moms want to communicate, because we know that we are all connected to you, Divine. Thank you for all that you have done. Thank you for all that you're currently doing, and thank you for all that you're going to do in service of these intentions. Ashe. Right, so we have our 4 categories. I'll continue. With creating piles. Oops. All right. We have pile number 1. Pile number 2. Pile number 3. And pile number 4. You can go ahead and pick the one that speaks most to you right now. Or, yeah, and I'll see you soon. Hey there, pile number 1. So if you are estranged from your mom right now, let's see what message her highest self has for you. Men's business. Nice. Dr. Buzzard, Mother of Sticks, Railroad Bill. Wow, these are really powerful cards. You have the Justice card, the Mother of Sticks, and Railroad Bill or the Chariot. Okay, you have the Fool, Four of Cups, and the Nine of Pentacles. Wow. All right. I'll read about men's business. There was a young boy who was eager to grow up, but the men of the mob said he was still too young to be educated in men's business, and he had to just be patient and his time would come. He would follow the men every chance he got and was always listening in when the men were talking their business. One day, when he was secretly following the men, he got separated from the mob and found himself lost and wandering in the bush. No matter how hard he tried to find his way back, he found himself even more lost. The young boy had learned enough from the men that he was able to feed himself and find shelter. Many years later, on a walkabout, he came across this mob and was reunited with his family. They were very proud of the young man and the skills that he had learned, looking after himself in the bush for many seasons. The wise man of the mob called him aside one day and gave him the responsibility of teaching all the young fellows in the mob the bush skills they needed to care for themselves and their families. So, first of all, it may not at all feel fair to be estranged from the mother figure or mother figures in your life, or maybe even your family at this time. It may not be for any reason that you did something. It may not be that you deserve this in any regard. And yet, what I'm hearing coming through from your family, your mom's highest self, is that there were things that you've been learning on your own. There are things that she wouldn't have been able to teach you. There are ways that she would have gotten in your way or held up your journey in some way if she was present. In a sense, just like this young boy in this story, you were taught enough to take care of yourself. And it may be that that's what she had to give you. She had to offer survival. That's what she gave you. To some regard, in some fashion. She gave you enough to take care of yourself. She gave you enough to be the person that you are today, and maybe she gave you the freedom to be who you are today. There is so much that you know, there is so much that you are that she couldn't have dreamed for you. And her highest self is so proud of you. Allow. Let it all flow to you. Allow others to lead. Let go of control and expectations. Trust what is yours will always find you. The thing about being estranged from a family member, especially your mom, is that there is such a unique journey that you're on around allowing. The message from this men's business card is, it's time to grow up and be mature. The childish tantrums you have at times only ensure you will be treated as a child. You have to make a decision to be either the child or the adult in the situation. If you take on the role of the adult, you also need to assume the responsibilities of an adult as well. It's not hard. It's just scary. It's just scary. And it's okay to be scared. And beyond that, it's also okay to face your fears. It's okay to take your time. It's okay to let things come to you when you feel too scared to act or decide or move. It's okay to wait until you feel a connection to inspired action. And that in that waiting period, you allow something new to be created. You allow a new experience to come forth. No matter how long it takes. Remember who you are. Remember how far you've come. Remember your will and your determination and your vision and your capability. Also, allow yourself to be soft towards yourself and to nurture yourself and to celebrate yourself, because you have grown tremendously. And your mom would be so proud. That's all I have for you today, viewer. If you're drawn to another pile in this reading, I will see you very soon. And if not, I hope, however richly complex this Mother's Day is for you, that you take really good care of yourself and you remind yourself of how far you've come and you remember who you are. I'll see you very soon. Take really good care. Bye. Hey there, pile number 2. So, if you're in a place right now where boundaries feel kind of hard with your mom, let's see if we can find a message of what her highest self would communicate with you. Rejuvenation. We have the 4 of Coins. Miss Robinson. The 4 of Sticks. King of Pentacles. Justice. And the Strength card. Let's read about rejuvenation. Once, there lived furry mammals that lived in the river. They were curious-looking creatures who breathed air, swam underwater, and even laid eggs when it was time to have their babies. The only thing that bothered the platypus was that when they swam, their wet fur would drag them through the water, making it awkward to maneuver and to be graceful. After one particularly stressful day, a platypus rested on the bank of the river, exhausted from hunting and fishing. As they watched the fish gliding effortlessly in the water below them, they came up with an idea. They hunted around on the ground until they came across a piece of strong, oval-shaped bark. The platypus held the oval-shaped bark in their mouth and dived into the water. As they went under the water, they began to experiment with the bark, using it to help direct them through the water. Within minutes, they found that the bark enabled them to glide effortlessly through the water and that they could swim much faster than ever before. From then on, the platypus began to grow bills instead of mouths, and that was how the duck-billed platypus became an agile and graceful swimmer. Okay. So boundaries with your mom right now are hard for any number of reasons. It may be because of how connected you feel to her, to how much you want to be close to her, to how much you want to be regarded by her and respected by her, to how you grew up and how much it feels like maybe it feels disrespectful to want space or to have particular preferences in your growing relationship with her. It might be feeling pretty clunky and pretty awkward right now, just like it did for the platypus. You might be feeling extra exhausted at times, just like the platypus. Know that there is some creative spark that will come as you experiment with these boundaries. Keep experimenting. Try something, see how it feels for you, and see how she responds. Notice what you have as a resource. Like the platypus found this, oval-shaped piece of bark, and it made swimming easier. It was a tool that they had. They didn't even realize that they had it, but it was just there. It was available in their environment when they looked for it. And they only looked once they realized how tired they were all the time. Your message, you don't have to do it all by yourself. You being on a journey with boundaries is actually also supporting your mom on her journey with a growing and shifting relationship. Know that it will get easier, but you gotta keep trying and trying new things and allowing yourself to be creative. And trust that one day you'll find the tool and it might be right in front of you. Your message from the rejuvenation card. Everything is absolutely wonderful. There is a childlike presence around you, and you're finding yourself being more playful and fun to be around. This is not your usual self, but is certainly an aspect of your personality that you have neglected for too long. Have fun with it, and others around you will copy your playfulness, and there will be some great times ahead over the next few weeks. One of the tools that you may have within your environment is access to your inner child, to your playfulness, to your ability to co-create through levity, through lightness. Depending on your circumstances and your relationship with your mom may have known you fairly well when you were a kid. And it may be this fear that somehow she's losing access to that wonderful little person that you were. In whatever way feels right to you, you get to remind her that you're still that wonderful little kid. But at your own pace and in ways that feel right for you. These are maybe what your boundaries may feel like. Ooh, unstoppable. You are limitless. You can handle anything. Don't underestimate yourself. You have many unique talents. And shifting in your dynamic with your mom and having these new boundaries are one of them. It's one of your many talents. You may not have seen yourself do anything like this before. Your mom may not have seen any one of her kids or anyone in her life do anything like this before. But to set new boundaries or to configure a relationship and a new dynamic with someone that's been in your life for your whole life, or that knew you when, is such a great act of love. Embrace it as such and allow yourself to love your mom in a new way. This is where we're going to pause this reading. I hope that you received something special and encouraging and important in it. And however this upcoming Mother's Day feels for you, however complex and however rich, I hope that you take good care of yourself in the process and you let your mama know that you wish her a happy Mother's Day. All right, hope you take good care and I'll talk to you soon. Bye. Hey there, pile number 3. So this message is for you if you are feeling particularly unheard and unseen by your mom or mother figure at this time. Let's see what her highest self may have to offer you. Deep listening. Oh, I love Spirit. I love how they give the perfect response. It's like Spirit is saying, I'm listening, I hear you. And on the level that your mom can hear, it may be her higher self, it may be her spiritual essence that does hear you, that hears that something within her at this level now is blocking her from hearing you more deeply and more clearly. Let's see what else your message has to say. 3 of Coins, the 2 of Coins, the Free Man, the 3 of Pentacles, okay, twice, the 8 of Swords, and the Ace of Pentacles. Let's read the story for deep listening. The bush has become quiet. No noise at all. The birds have flown away and the animals have run to safety. Suddenly, the wind picks up and there is a smell of smoke in the air. The smoke becomes thick and the surrounding temperature rises quickly. Then the bush explodes into fire. The fire consumes everything in its path. As it passes, it leaves the bush scorched and burnt, void of life. Then, slowly, the smoke disappears and the burnt trees and ground begins to cool. Silence returns as if in respect and anticipation for the new landscape which will begin to be created. The silence remains for many months. Then as the new leaves begin to shoot forth from the once burnt trees, life slowly begins to return to the bush. As the food begins to grow again, the animals return, and the bush is different to when they escaped the flames. The animals find new homes to live in and quickly adapt to their new surroundings. The message. You may be feeling desolate and displaced right now. You've been through a really rough time and may wonder if there is an end to it all. There is, and it will be here soon. Just give yourself a bit more time to grieve the loss. As your heart needs time to heal before it can grow from this experience. In the next week, you might just wake up and realize that things have gotten better and that your heart has begun to heal. There may have been a part of you within your inner child that believed that, to some extent, your mom could do no wrong. A part that has believed for so long that your mom loves you so wholly, so deeply, that she would be able to listen to you. She would be able to see you. She would know, no matter how old you are, no matter where you are in the world, no matter the space or distance between y'all, that she would know what you need and how to show up for you. And at this time, you may be feeling betrayed. This part of you may be feeling such a deep level of sadness and anger and grief. You might be heartbroken, knowing that your mom has limitations or more limitations than you realized before. Allow for the silence to be there between y'all. Something new can be created even when you may not be the one creating it with your own hands. There's a lot more happening behind the scenes. And what you also get to do, if this resonates for you, is to celebrate yourself. There's so much pentacle energy here, and I'm just connecting with folks who have tried time and time again, who have offered so much patience and so much grace, who have given their moms the benefit of the doubt time and time again, who have gone back to the drawing board and have tried to be planful and intentional about how they speak to their mom, who have been hopeful about new beginnings with their moms. And now, you may not have as much access to that hope, but know that your heart gets to grieve. Your heart gets to grieve. Allow yourself to grieve. And if you don't know what that means, allow yourself the space to find out. God lives within me as me. I have faith in what I cannot see. You have an invitation to exercise faith and belief in the possibility that even if nothing changes in this dynamic with your mom, that you will grow, that you will heal, that you will grieve, and that something new will be created within you. And I know that anytime one person allows themselves to significantly change and transform, every other person and every other thing that is connected to that person that has transformed must too, in some way, meet them or change or accept the change. Try not to worry too much about what's coming next. Just allow yourself to be where you are now. That is your message for today. hope that as this Mother's Day comes up, you allow yourself to feel the richness and the complexity of what this day and what this period of time may hold for you. Whatever it is, sadness, grief, anger, longing, regret, pain, relief, joy, anything. I hope you take really good care, and I'll catch y'all in the future. Bye. Hey there, pile number 4. So this pile is for you. If you are a mom yourself, or you're a mom to be, whatever it is that you wish that you could hear from your mom right now, we're going to see if we can get that message to you. Understanding. Oh. I just felt this wave of longing to be a mom or a mom to be, and to have this sense of longing, of wishing, of hoping that your mom could understand what you are trying to do in raising your kids, or now being on another side of things and being able to understand some of the choices that your mom made, because you recognize that she was just the age that you are, or younger than you, or she had similar circumstances or very different circumstances. Recognizing how human she really was, even though she felt larger than life when you were a kid. Let's read the story on understanding. A baby dingo is born to the pack, and she is the smallest of all the other dingoes born that season. The other younger dingoes made fun of her, and as she got older, the pack relentlessly continued to bully her. In sheer desperation, she left the pack for a life of solitude. She wandered the bush alone, without family and without friends, until one day she met another dingo. She worried that if she befriended him, he would make fun of her and hurt her, so she kept her distance and continued on her journey. One day, as she was hunting for food in a rugged gully, her leg became trapped within 2 rocks. She tried in vain to free herself, but to no avail. After days of being trapped, she saw the other dingo carefully approaching her. She was so weak with exhaustion that she couldn't protest when he gently pulled her by the leg and released her from the rocks. From there on, both dingoes became friends and spent the rest of their lives always watching out for each other, finding a trust that they had never experienced before. That is so sweet. The message. Trusting people is ongoing for you. Trust is not a weakness, but you've learned in the past that trust can lead to being hurt. And you have had your fair share of being hurt. Sometimes it's worth taking the risk Because when you do find trust in someone, it is a gift from the universe. Take a chance and trust the person you want so desperately to trust. It'll be worth it. Oh, let's see what else this reading has for you, viewer. I'm just like, what a beautiful message. The Daughter of Knives. The Six of Knives. Gullah Jack. This is the Hanged One. The Ten of Pentacles. The Tower. And the Ace of Wands. I have this sense that struggling to trust people is something that you inherited in your lineage. It's something that you watched your mom struggle with too. It may be a part of your relationship with her. Maybe there has been betrayal in your relationship with her, and you struggle to trust her, or you have struggled to trust her. At this time, I see that you're on this journey, this place, this path that is inviting and encouraging a shift in your perspective, in your mindset. It's inviting you to release a lot of fear and to believe that it's possible to get your needs met. It's possible to be supported. It's possible to have companionship. It's possible to trust and to befriend other people. Maybe even your mom. This is a very significant journey. This is not small potatoes at all. Just like this dingo in this story, you have been hurt so many times. It would be a miracle to you, for you, to trust someone, considering how much pain you've experienced in relationships, in dynamics with others, or with your mom. Make an adjustment. Pay attention to how you start and end your days. Create a healthy routine that inspires and balances you. Because this journey is so significant and it is so massive, and it will shift so much of how you live and how you move and how you relate, focus on the day-to-day. If you string up a bunch of days, they add to a journey. Focus on how you begin your days, how you end your days, and what component of trust you want to cultivate with you, between you and your children. Maybe when it comes to you and your mom, maybe when it comes to you and some other people, it just feels like it's not possible. It feels like the ship has sailed. It feels like you're on to a new territory. It's just, you're not going to try again. And if that is so, that is your prerogative, that is your boundary, that is your decision. But there are some really beautiful babies being born. There are some really beautiful, sweet-natured, kind-hearted, intelligent-ass kids that you are raising, that you are pouring into. You can make it so that this issue of trust stops with you. You can gift your kid or your kids something new. You can gift them innocence, a preservation of innocence, and discernment of who and whom to trust. You can gift them the possibility of being able to talk to you, who they do trust, about the situations where people have broken their trust. You can give them a safe space, maybe a space you didn't have. And through that process of you being the mama bear that you wished that you had, you're going to create something brand new in this world. And you're also going to get to heal by witnessing your kid do it with you. I am so excited for you. This is not going to be easy, but it feels so possible. Just connecting to your energy, it feels so possible. And I'm so excited for you and for your kids. Whew. This is where we'll pause our reading for today. If you are drawn to another pile in this reading, I will see you very soon. And if not, I hope that this upcoming Mother's Day, with all of the richness and complexity of the emotions that may arise, I hope that you're good to yourself and you acknowledge that you are the mom that you always wanted. And you acknowledge that you are doing something brand new with your babies in this lifetime. And that all this trust issue shit, it stops with you. It's an incredible legacy to leave for your lineage. Know that all of your ancestors are celebrating you this Mother's Day. And the highest version of your mom is celebrating you too. Until next time, viewer, I'll catch you in the future, and I hope you take really good care. Bye.